quarterback club. I think this organization does a lot to help kids and Children's Hospital, and we're always happy to be a part of it and look forward to it. So, but other than that, we got a bye week, so that makes this possible, and obviously want to focus on things that we need to improve and check out all the flaws that we have individually and collectively, and try to get it fixed, and hope everybody's got a sense of urgency to do that.
Questions? What are some of the biggest challenges relating with this generation of players with the anxiety and everything? How do you guys, as coaches in your generation, relate with that?
Well, really what we try to do is get guys to focus on what's in front of them. Not get affected by external factors. Don't worry about what other people say or think, or what's on ESPN, or what the line of the game is, because none of that stuff really matters. It just matters how you play. How you play, playing on a winning team creates value for you. How you play personally creates value for you. So, making it simple and just focus on what's in front of you, which is the next play. However long it lasts, everybody talks about 6 seconds. Most of them don't last that long. And then be able to focus on the next play. And if the last play didn't go very well, it can't affect the next play. And if it went well, that can't affect the next play either. So that's how you get some kind of consistency in performance. And even, when you get resistance, you got to have the poise to overcome it. So just focusing on what's in front of you, being where your feet are, trying to be positive. Everybody controls their choices. So what you let run through your mind, positive or negative, goes a long way to determining how you respond and how you react to things. And when you're worried about outcomes, sometimes it puts a lot of negative thoughts in your mind rather than focusing on what you have to do on that particular play, which could be very positive.
Coach, is it the same formula for the bye weeks, or do you tweak it year to year, or how do you work it really?
Well, I think you do quality control from offense, defense, special teams, as well as individual player sort of evaluations to find out what does this guy need to do, what do we need to do on offense, what do we need to do on defense, what do we need to improve on. And some of it is relative to the games that you have coming up, but some of it's just relative to what you need to do better in terms of the fundamental things that you have to do to play winning football, whether it's individually or collectively as a unit. So that changes from year to year. The players change from year to year, but the way we approach the bye week doesn't change, administratively at least, how many times we practice, how long we practice, what we do in practice. Gets determined a little bit by what we need to do.
On Saturday, we saw Tyler Harrell make his first catch for you guys. What's the next step you'd like to see him take in his development?
Yeah, well, it's unfortunate that the guy missed a lot of time because of an injury, but he is making a lot of progress, and he does offer something with his speed that is always something that can benefit you on offense. So want him to continue to improve, and hopefully we can create roles for him down the road here that's going to be effective for him and for us.
You kind of challenged your players and kind of said nobody's job's safe after the Tennessee game. How do you think they responded to that, and what did you see from maybe some of those second team guys?
That's kind of nobody's entitled to a position. Nobody's entitled to going out and not performing well. That's kind of life, Nobody's ever going to have a job where somebody doesn't define a standard and an expectation for how you have to do a job, and if you don't do it, they usually try to get somebody else. So, that's just life. It's always that way. It's not just after one game or after a game that you lose or don't play well in. I think we're always evaluating that.
Coach, you've been able to watch so many players get to the next level and help develop them. Do you ever have a chance to really watch them on Sundays, and then also with your quarterbacks and watching Tua return to the field? What was that like?
Watching the quarterbacks what?
Watching Tua return to the field last night, what was that like for you, if you were able to see that?
Well, I don't ever see our players play on Sunday. I was happy to see Tua return to the field. Usually today at lunch, I go through, Linda always has here's how everybody did. So she tells me this guy made this many tackles and got 2 sacks, and this guy caught this many passes, and this guy scored this many touchdowns, and Derrick Henry had this many yards. So because Sunday is a all-day work day for us, and so I don't get an opportunity to watch the players.
All right, Coach. Thank you.